not saying you're not mentally ill. For all I know, you're crazy as a loon. What's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
He just told you.
You lie! You're a fucking liar! Shut up!
That's what he wants. He wants you to shoot him.
No! No! You tell me that's not true. That's not true.
Become vengeance, David.
Ah, she's all right. You tell me.
Become wrath.
Tell me she's all right!
You made her a suspect, David.
No!
Right, for those people who've seen me before, you're wondering, oh God, they had to give 7 to Harry, didn't they? Why did they do that? Largely because of this cunt in the front row. Because if you don't shut the fuck up, I am going to prove how John Doe is based on me. So now we've established the rules. 7. People are expecting me to focus on the gruesome stuff. No. There is a truth about 7 that I think we all need to acknowledge. And that is, why have the conspiracy theorists not started picking on Brad Pitt? Come on! There's a fucking number in the movie title for no fucking reason whatsoever. What does it add to the overall experience? 7, by having a numeral in there. It goes slightly deeper than this as well, because here's a few movie facts for you. 1, the guy who wrote the screenplay for 7 also wrote 8mm. Ah, another number. Right. Let's have a look at some of the other movies that Brad Pitt has been in. Less Than Zero, yes, for all you people, that was way before Thelma and Louise, do your research. Then we've got Ocean's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 12 Monkeys, 12 Years a Slave, Happy Feet 2. For fuck's sake, Brad, what is it with the numbers? Now, I'm sure if you're a conspiracy theorist, you've not been doing your homework, have you? I'm not saying he's actually a lizard-skinned alien put here by gay Jewish people to rule the fucking world, but what I am saying is that, you know, if you rearrange those numbers in an arbitrary fashion, and then just replace a few of them with some other numbers because it fits the theory, you get the Illuminati's phone number hotline. That's all I'm saying. Incidentally, also, if you watch Darren Aronofsky's Pi, and 33 minutes and 7 seconds into that movie, you smear some mozzarella and human feces on the screen, and then smoke enough spliff and take LSD, what do you see? Brad Pitt's face. I think we should be told the truth, don't you? Anyway, Brad Pitt and the movie 7. Like I say, 7. This was 1995. We have to remember this, 1995. It's often featured in some of the top movies of all time lists because, you know, it's got a timeless quality about it. It's basically a prolonged meditation into the nature of evil in man. However, the movie has aged. Don't forget, 1995, Kurt Cobain and Bill Hicks have not long died. White rapper did not mean Eminem, it meant Vanilla Ice. Okay? So, this is pre-iPod, pre-internet, pre-downloads. It took you at least 4 hours at that time to find out whether there was going to be a cum shot in the picture. And you've got 7. Now, Hollywood likes to remake movies, and inevitably they're going to remake this one at some point. Do you think they could really stick to 7 deadly sins now that we've got the internet? Now that one click of a mouse is going to show you that there's at least 70,000 forms of lust available. No, I mean, but 7 will fit in still. You've got food porn, amputation porn, prolonged extreme bondage porn, 2 girls, 1 jar, that's all I'm saying. You've watched that movie. And for those of you who didn't pick up on the movie references within that little list, watch 7 again. But, you know, I have to go back to it. 7, it's all about the numbers, isn't it? It's all about the numbers. Not really. Actually, I was lying. Brad Pitt teaches you a lot about the difference between men and women. Now, there's a simple fact, 1995, he's at the height of his sexiness. He's got the leather jacket, he's got the stubble, all the women, oh, it's Brad this, Brad that. My best friend was one of them. Just like, oh, Brad. I'm not going to watch it if it's not got Brad in it, because I don't like it. But then, of course, fast forward a few years, 1998, what happens? He marries Jennifer Aniston. Instantly, the girls aren't quite so keen anymore. Because here's the thing, here's the difference between men and women that Brad Pitt will show you. Any guy who listens to women go on about how great Brad Pitt is, they'll just look at him and go, fair enough, he's got skills, he's got looks, he's got a good career. I wouldn't mind being Brad Pitt. Any girl who looks at Brad Pitt, they're probably thinking, I wouldn't mind being Mrs. Brad Pitt. But as we all know, I wouldn't mind being Mrs. Brad Pitt is special girl code language for I must degrade and destroy all the potential competition. For fuck's sake. Put John Doe's evil up against a woman's jealousy and there is only one fucking winner. Jesus Christ, fucking hell. Anyway, let's get to the big question. It's the ending, isn't it? This is what proves that the movie has aged. It's no longer quite so zeitgeist. Because I watched it again the other day and it reminded me of just a truth that we just now have to accept, which freaked me the fuck out. And that is that once upon a time, it was theoretically possible to feel sorry and freaked out and upset by the prospect of Gwyneth Paltrow getting her head cut off. Fucking hell! That doesn't happen now, does it? For fuck's sake, I can guarantee you there are at least 5 people in this room that next time they hear about a new Islamic State video, they are kind of going, please let it be Gwyneth! Please let it be Gwyneth! For fuck's sake, why don't they go the whole hog when they do the remake? Put it in 3D, have Gwyneth Paltrow's head being cut off, and then add a new twist at the end to reveal that John Doe is actually a woman, cutting her head off and going, ha 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 ha, he's mine now, bitch! And that is what 7 teaches you. Good night.
Play long enough, you never change the stakes, the house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you take it, and then you take the house.
Been practicing this speech, haven't you?
A little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
No, it was good. I liked it.
Speaking about Oceans 11, 12, and 13, plus Brangelina is George Lewis.
Cheers, thank you. So if you've seen any of those films, give me a cheer. Cool. I haven't. But I think it's a pretty simple concept. I think I get it. So I'm going to read you my summary of what I think probably happened in Ocean's 11. So, in this low-budget indie flick, Brad Pitt stars alongside a group of unknowns to tell the story of Ocean's 11, the world's greatest underwater football team. So Brad was apparently determined to get this role because he felt it was unfair that all the great fish roles in Hollywood were going to actual fish. So in preparation, he spent 2 months living in the depths of the ocean. And Brad, being Brad, had a bit of a romance down there. Now he ferociously denies this, and he denies that he's now paying maintenance to hundreds of fish off the coast of Thailand. But a snorkeler last year posted this picture on the internet. Make of that what you will. So anyway, the film, it revolves around a football match with a group of crabs. And if the fish lose, they get eaten as part of one of David Dickinson's legendary fish suppers. But if the fish win, Brad impresses a sexy little seahorse, played by Julia Roberts, and he gets to have sex with her, probably. So it's worth mentioning, though, that when seahorses have sex, it's not like when we have sex. They don't just take out a condom and unravel it and blow it up and tie it on the end. I don't have a lot of sex. But it's not like that. Apparently when seahorses have sex, they make love for hours on end. But I can't say if that's definitely true, because apparently seahorses don't find me very attractive. So anyway, skip to the football match, and they're all pumped, and Brad looks out to find where Julia Roberts' seahorse is in the crowd, but she's not there. It's empty. Because what Brad doesn't realise is that seahorses are one of the slowest creatures in the ocean. And she's barely left the house. And Brad starts to cry. But no one can tell because they're submerged in water. It's heartbreaking. But then the other fish rally round him, so there's George Clooney fish, and Matt Damon fish, and Asian guy fish. And George Clooney fish says, "Brad, I know what'll cheer you up. Let's rob a casino." And Brad says, "Shut the fuck up, Clooney, you fucking numbskull." That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Now, let's go and play fish football so I can have sex with a seahorse. So then he looks at the opposition and he says what you'll all probably remember as the most famous line from the film. I think, in fact, you say it. Just say the line. It feels like you're determined to sabotage this film. I'll say the line then. He looks at the opposition and he says, "You want the fishball? You can't handle the fishball." And then it goes into the epic, iconic final scene, and they play the fish football game against the crabs, and it's set to the song that we all know, performed by Peter Andre. So if you all want to sing along. So they said, "Your family and loved ones should prepare for defeat, 'cause you can't play football without any feet." Why is no one singing? "Kiss your mother goodbye before the game tonight, 'cause Dickinson has got quite the appetite." Let's all get together for the last verse, please. "But these 11 young fish, charged with emotion, become the greatest football team in the whole fucking ocean!" Yes, thank you. And then that's almost the end of the film. And just before the credits come up, Julia Roberts' seahorse appears, but Brad is already banging a squid. He forgot about her. He's a fish. And then, the two other films, apparently the writers went to try and get the budget from the studio to do 2 more films, make it a trilogy, and the studio said, "No, there is no way you'll be able to come up with another 2 scripts that are as original and funny as the first," and the writers completely agreed. So they made Oceans 12 and 13, and that's the end. Thank you.
Sweetheart.
Gets lethal. You have an unusual problem, Jane. You obviously want me dead. And I'm less and less concerned for your well-being. So what do we do?
Hello, good evening. How are you? All good. Hey, hey. So, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the film that spawned Brangelina. Who's seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Yeah, did you like it? What do you think?
Loved it.
Loved it. And can you explain it to the girls and boys?
It's 2 assassins.
2 assassins, very good. See, I have watched it, unlike the other guys. I've watched it. I'm testing you.
Basically, they're quite boring people.
Yeah.
But then they have to assassinate each other.
Right, exactly.
And, they can't because of love.
Because of love, and then they end up having this really kind of rapey sex scene at the end.
They have sex at some point. That's
Yeah.
Nice switch.
It's a good film. I mean, I don't know how you girls at the back felt. As a woman watching that film, and I can speak for all women, because I am the best one. I just, you know, did you watch it and feel sorry for Rachel from Friends? No, because that's how they met, isn't it? That's where the chemistry started from that film. Yeah, all that chemistry you saw on stage is real. Right, in the film, sorry, it was real. That's also, for her to watch that is basically watching her husband cheat on her. And it just shows you, doesn't it? Like, however shiny your hair is, you'll never be able to match those Mother Earth curves and those full lips. And because she's edgy as well, like, she's really edgy. Like, you can't beat that either. Like, my mum was like, yeah, Angelina Jolie's really edgy, because she always wears black to premieres, and she had that vial of blood thing with her old boyfriend, and she had the double mastectomy. Like, Mum, you can't describe the double mastectomy as edgy. Like, that's the big thing that... So you can't, you know, she's like, no, Janet Work's got one, it's, you know, it's not, that's not what a double mastectomy is, but, no, I sort of quite enjoyed it. It did also, someone mentioned the Bechdel test earlier. Do you guys know what the Bechdel test is? No, you don't know what it is. Oh, you do? Does anyone not know what it is? I don't know. You don't know? Okay, basically it's a test for movie. You worked in movies and you didn't know what the Bechdel test was. It's he's just helping out. It's a test for gender bias, and basically, in order to pass this test for movies, the movie has to contain two women who both have names and have a conversation about something other than a man. Okay? And seriously, loads of mainstream films do not pass this test. Yeah, loads. But luckily, I'm really happy to say that Mr. and Mrs. Smith does pass that test, so that's good. And there's a scene in it where Angelina Jolie turns to her assistant and says, "Go and fix me a coffee." So feminism. Do we think he's sexy? We think Brad Pitt's sexy, he's good looking? Yeah. Like, I think, though, I'm a bit sort of cynical about it, because I think Angelina Jolie is beautiful in a kind of toad-like sexy way, so different, isn't she? She's kind of, you know, if you're seeing Angelina Jolie. But I feel like Brad Pitt is just fit because of a law of averages. You know, he's got an average-sized nose, average-sized ears, sort of average-coloured hair. And you know, like, I'm not saying that if you came to the Elephant and Castle Wetherspoons with me, people wouldn't say that Charlie's doing well, but I just think that, like, you know, with less good dental health care and things, you know, I imagine also in that pub situation, like, we'd go up to the bar and he'd be like, JD on the rocks. I'd be like, this is really embarrassing. We're in Wetherspoons, like, and you know, sit down. And of course, you know, if you've seen Brad Pitt's films, he only has two expressions, which are brooding and chewing. So he'd be sat there and he'd be chewing his naan bread, because it's Thursday, curry club. And you know, I'd be sat there saying to him, you know, you think you find something special, don't you? You think it's something great. You think you're Brad Pitt. That don't impress me much. And then it'd be like, that's the most amazing Shania Twain impression I've ever seen. I'm moving to Elephant Castle. He would say that in an American accent, which I intended to do, but it just didn't come out. That was a bit weird. I'm going to show you some photos now. Okay, so you know what Brad and Angelina look like. By the way, I've been watching like a lot of documentaries for this, right, about Brangelina, and there are loads of like people whose job it is to be obsessed with Brangelina. Like, that's their job. Like, they're just like, Brangelina, every hair is put in place, everything they do is completely calculated. You know, that I would rather work in a mine. I genuinely think it would be more rewarding. But it's people's job just to be obsessed with these two people, right? So there they are. You know, that's what they look like. There she is. I'm so lucky. He's like, I think he's mid-chew, actually, on that picture. But of course, you know, I think it's important not to idolise these people too much. I think it's important to realise that they are normal. So this is them on a normal day. There you go. That's them looking a lot more normal. You see what I mean? Angelina Jolie's still nice, but him, you know, I think, you know, with that thing. And of course, also, them, you know, they like a few drinks after. They're like us, because after a few drinks, this is a picture of them after a few drinks. Okay, just like us. Thanks. I think that's all I've got to say on Brangelina. Thanks very much for listening to me.
What's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?